Okay, so I recently saw this Reddit post asking about what advice you would give to a producer who wants to make $10,000 a month selling beats. Now, if you want the shortest answer possible, upload beats to YouTube, hope they start getting a lot of views, and have your beat store linked in the description, and hope it all works out. So yeah, that's this week's video. Have a good day. Okay, so let's go over a more structured approach on how you may actually be able to do this. First, you need to figure out where you are in all of this. I mean, have you sold your first beat yet? Do you make $500 a month selling beats? Do you make $3,000 a month selling beats online? Because if you haven't sold a beat yet, going from $0 to $10,000 is quite the jump. So it's all about knowing what leverage you already have to try and make this happen. The leverage in this case is mainly three things: your reach on social media, if you currently have any customers and how many customers, and the connections that you do have. Now, if this doesn't fully make sense yet, this will click in just a second, don't worry. Now, we'll come back to leverage, but you also should think about what other services or bundles or offers could you offer? For instance, I know Mini Producer does a 5 beats for $100 deal that he heavily pushes, or at least used to push. I know as well some producers also offer mixing and mastering services as well. There's also things of where maybe you could possibly offer graphic design services to an artist. Now, here's the thing about offering those deals. It's all going to tie back in with your current leverage. So just because you start making a new offer or a new deal, it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna make more money. So when I speak on leverage, it's mainly how fast can you create an offer or a deal and start making money from it. For instance, let's say you have 60,000 Instagram followers. You can make a few posts and a few stories about your new $50 offer and could probably get about 500 clicks. And from there, you can probably get 15 to 20 people to make a purchase, which means you'd probably make more than $700. Now, if your Instagram has 10 followers, a lot less leverage, it's gonna be tough for you to probably even get 1 click leading to 0 customers. And this applies to pretty much every scenario. So now if you're like, wow, okay, so in order to make more money, I need to build more of a business. Yes. That's exactly it. And so now is where we get into our action goals to help you try and get to that $10,000 a month as a producer. Starting at, you make $0 in beat sales. First off, the obvious questions, are your beats good enough to sell? And second, how long have you actually been consistent trying to sell your beats? If you just started everything last month or a few months ago, you are still beyond early in this journey. Are you just uploading type beats on YouTube and then doing nothing else with your day? You have to think, is that efficient enough to get where you want to go? Because I'm telling you, logically, if you do more, there's no way you're going to end up with less. Also at the stage, because you can't rely on the numbers game, because you barely get any views, you need to make every view count. So please start building up your email list. At this point, you are trying to build up any leverage that you can. So for social media, that relies on your posting frequency, where you're posting, and the quality of your post. For email marketing, it depends on how many eyeballs can you get from social media to go and join your list. Now, once you start constantly hitting around $500 a month, the game changes a little bit. Number one, you have customers. Getting a customer to return is a lot easier than getting a new person to buy for the first time. Two, you probably have more leverage on social media and hopefully some connections. In order for you to have reached this milestone, some sort of social media platform has been giving you eyeballs that you have been turning into customers. Number three, you have built up an email list. Now, not only do you have customers' emails, but you should have non-customers' emails as well that you can directly reach with an email blast. And technically, even if you haven't been collecting emails, they should be in your BeatStore provider for you to download. Number four, you can inject deals and offers to your audience and see the money come back faster. If you have a customer base that has been spending full price on beats, when you offer them for 30% off, you're going to make more money. What about the over 3,000 crowd? If you've been doing this consistently, you have gained extremely great leverage. But in reality, nothing changes about what you should be doing. Really what changes here is how fast you can make money by implementing these things. And hopefully because you're making a lot of money, you're like, wow, there's a lot more I can do. And it's really only 3 aspects: getting people to buy for the first time, getting people to spend more when they buy, and getting them to buy more and more often. So at this point, you have figured out how to get enough eyeballs. So how can you make these eyeballs worth more? If you hit 3,000 a month from just a tight beat channel and never doing any other sort of marketing, just by doing weekly emails else, having automation set up and doing sales campaigns with email marketing, you are sitting on a gold mine that could potentially take your revenue from maybe $3,000 to now $4,000 to $5,000 a month. And it's not that it just started working now, it's just you have enough leverage to get more and get it done faster. So the best piece of advice that you need to hear is to make the first $1,000 as a music producer. It's the hardest because you don't really have that much leverage. Going from $1,000 to $3,000 will be easier. Going from $3,000 to $5,000 will be easier, but that first $1,000 is a pain. But once you get there, you now have leverage that you hopefully should be using. Now listen, if you really enjoy this content and you want to make the most out of wherever you are selling beats right now, check out our course, link below.